So you want to generate some new ideas. You want to build. You want to make some MOCs. You want to do some cool artistic stuff. Heck yeah!
I'm so sorry that you've chosen this life of pain. It's so hard to come up with ideas.
I kid, it's not all doom and gloom. While coming up with ideas and making MOCs can be hard, it can also be immensely rewarding. I mean, look at this sick comment I got on one of the MOCs that I made.
This is what I live for.
But look, as nice as it is to get praise for the cool work that you did and the unique ideas that you came up with, what if you don't have any ideas? How can you make anything at all if nothing's coming up? Well, let me offer you some help with how you can generate some ideas. First off, it's important to remember that idea generation is just like any other skill. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. It's not some innate skill that you're born with. You don't have to be the chosen one who was born with creative power. It's a skill that you can train and grow. A decent enough way to get those creative juices flowing is to just start building something. Just grab some random pieces and play with them and see how they connect. You might discover some cool new technique. Or just simply the act of kind of playing with pieces and putting them together might kind of just spur on a new idea. After all, sometimes the hardest part about starting a Lego build is actually the act of starting it. You can get really worked up with worrying about if your idea is going to be any good, if you're going to suck at it when you do it, if you're even creative at all. There's all sorts of things that you can overthink. And all of this can stop us from actually wanting to start. When in reality, as soon as we start, we realize there was no reason to be afraid or fear or overthink anything. We just had to start. So push yourself to start. It could be that little simple stepping stone that actually does move you forward. Additionally, certain artistic prompts can be really helpful. Maybe you could join a contest. The kind of predetermined theme and the promise of a reward could actually help springboard you into action. And sometimes some of the time pressure and a bit of a deadline, that can be helpful too. If not, you could take a set that you really love and revamp it. Maybe you could totally reimagine it in your own style, or just tweak the set a little bit and get rid of some of those small annoying problems that you didn't really like. And now it looks better. Or you could get some ideas from movies, video games, popular culture, TV shows, or books. In all of these different things, there's plenty of vehicles, characters, monsters, or landscapes that could be enough to spur on a creative idea. Look to any of these different forms of media, or even the real world. I'm sure there's some ideas waiting there for you. I mean, heck, that's pretty decent homework. Go and watch your favorite TV show and see if there's any good ideas in it there for you.
I don't know, that sounds pretty good to me.
Or you could Google some artist prompts. There's many different websites that offer some of these, so simply just Google it and see what comes up. Some of these prompts could include something like, build something related to the word grass, or build something that flies, make something that's red, combine two things together and see what it looks like. It's up to you, see what you can think of. Certainly one thing I've found that I would say is one of the more annoying factors of idea generation is the anxiety of trying to find the perfect idea. Yes, you can come up with ideas, but can you come up with a good idea? Nay, a great idea. See, that's a tough one, and it can be one filled with anxiety. Well, to help with that, think back to when you were a wee lad, just a small child, and ideas flowed out of you like you were some kind of creative god. But then one day, an adult came along and said, "That's a terrible idea, Charlie." And you were like, "Wow, I'm like 4, leave me alone. That was really aggressive. Also, my name isn't Charlie." It's at times like this, when your art was unfairly ridiculed or you were told your idea just wasn't good enough, that you stopped being a creative godchild and started to become an adult with insecurities and barriers and all the other baggage and stuff. So what you want to do is try and devolve back into that stress-free, not so insecure child. But like, how, Ben? You can do that by coming up with some strategies that'll help make things a little bit easier. So let me share some strategies with you. One idea is something that I like to call idea puking. It's kind of like brainstorming, it's kind of not. So simply just write or draw any random words or images on a page, whether they're relevant, irrelevant, good, or bad. Doing so stops your adult brain critiquing what you're doing and lets your artistic side get to freely play and come out and shine. The random words will eventually help you to create connections that you maybe wouldn't have thought of normally. Plus, it helps you remove any kind of filter that might be telling you your ideas suck and lets you just freely brainstorm. So write down the bad ideas, get them out of the way, and then leave room for all the good stuff. And sometimes what you thought was bad might actually be good. So try to write unfiltered and see what gold might shine through. You could also maybe set a timer when you do this exercise to sort of help you just really quickly just get everything down and then read it back later. Just don't think about it as you write it. Kind of with this in mind, it's important to think of ideas as a combination of two different things put together. Not every idea is, but a good whack of them are. So combining ideas or combining two random things might just be another cool way that you could come up with an idea. One such example of this is the turtle ducks in Avatar. It's just a duck and a turtle combined together. It's nothing special. Anyone could combine these two things together. But it made the greatest, most adorable creation ever known to man. And it's just a duck and a turtle combined. It's simple, easy, and genius. Such a good way to come up with ideas. Boom. Another option is have a nap or go to sleep. Which is great. I'm sure you want to go to sleep right now. Genius. My homework for you so far has been go watch your favorite movie or TV shows and then go have a nap. Amazing. Pretty easy to do, right? So why will sleeping help? Well, if you're stewing over a creative problem or you're looking for ideas or maybe you're just trying to do something good, it can get a little stressful. Maybe your brain's just ticking in overtime. So maybe you need a little bit of a change of pace. Maybe you can put some music on, go to a comfy place, set a timer for 30 minutes, and just lie back, get comfortable, and lightly think about ideas or the creative problem that you're trying to solve, and try to drift off to sleep. This will put you in a kind of dreamlike state where it'll make things come a little bit easier and it'll help you come up with ideas. And maybe some new and unique ones that you might not have thought of before too. Plus, just the act of kind of shutting your brain off can also really help because sometimes you just overthink stuff, you know? Alternatively, go for a walk. Sometimes the change of scenery or the fresh air can help you just get out of your head and help you think differently. Also, don't forget to engage your senses as you walk. Who knows what you might see, hear, smell, touch, taste, or whatever while you're walking. You might find ideas are popping up in places that you didn't expect, so sometimes just listening and paying attention can actually go a long way. One other important thing. How's your mental health right now? I personally believe that if you don't have a healthy mind, body, or spirit, it'll affect your art and the way you create. So if you're trying to get some crazy sick new idea, maybe instead, do something that'll just help your mental health first. And then, the ideas might easily follow as a result. One other thing you could try, do something that is just totally unrelated. If you're hitting a wall, or you're having some kind of artistic block, or you just don't know what to do, you'll eventually just kind of get frustrated and just have a bad time. And it's likely that nothing will come of it. So go play some video games, talk to a friend, go eat something, or just do whatever to take your mind off it and come back with a fresh perspective. And hey, maybe you need a longer break. There's nothing wrong with taking some time off for yourself. Even if it's a week or a few months or a year, do what's best for you right now. But remember, always get back on the horse. There's no point in just giving up. Also, don't be afraid to look at other people's Lego creations to get some ideas. You can always adopt techniques or advance something that someone else has done. Heck, you can even just directly copy what someone has done already and use it as an opportunity to learn. But remember, if you do heavily copy an artist's work and you post it online, you need to credit the original source. Otherwise, you're just stealing. Still, look for creations or images or concept art or models or whatever that relates to topics you like or sort of roughly relates around the idea that you want to do, and see what they did. Maybe they used some kind of cool Lego technique, or they played with colors in an interesting way, or there's some really unique aesthetic or texture that they've used. Let that sort of stuff inspire you. Whenever I make a new project, I always save a folder of art and images and different MOCs and creations that relate to what I want to build, and it's always really helpful because it gives me some great ideas, and if I ever get stuck, I go back to that, and it tends to help me out. So maybe it'll help you if you do the same. Or heck, maybe listening to some music might get those creative juices flowing. You could even maybe build a MOC based off the lyrics in the song. Who knows? If none of these techniques do anything for you, that's cool. Everyone's different, everyone comes up with ideas in their own unique ways, so find ways that work best for you. These are really just tips and tricks that work for me, and hopefully they work for you too. That's more or less everything I have to offer. Really, just be slow, steady, and kind to yourself, and ideas will come. And remember, as you build, it may not always be good the first time around. Give it some time and patience, and use trial and error until it does look good. Maybe it'll look good the second time. Maybe it'll look good the third time. Maybe it'll look good the 33rd time. Either way, just trust you'll get there, and you will. And also, version 1 is better than version none. Rather make something than nothing. So if you've got some of your own techniques for generating ideas, share them in the comments below. And if you need any further tips and tricks for all things building and bricks, check out the Behind the Build playlist for more advice on how you can be creative and expand the way you build. Thanks for watching, guys.